Okay, so good day. This is our fourth week for our seamanship for cargo handling and stowage for dangerous goods and inspection. So for this one, no, it is for midterm quarter natin. So today we're going to discuss the carriage of dangerous goods in bulk, and we are focusing on general tanker knowledge and the importance of the checklist used on board. So this lesson is essential for our future careers at sea because it is involves the handling of dangerous cargoes, also involve the high risk. Understanding the proper procedures helps prevent accidents, pollution, and the loss of life. So by the end of this session, you will be able to identify the tanker types, understand the terminologies, and explain the checklist procedures before and during and also after the cargo operations. So for our learning objectives, no, we're going to describe the various and establish the checklist used on board before loading, while in transit, and before unloading the dangerous cargoes in bulk. So these checklists are usually tools to guide officers and crew in performing operations safely, following the checklist and ensure that no critical steps is missed, especially during high risk of the cargo handling. So for the topic 4, we have the carriage of dangerous goods in bulk or in general cargo, tanker knowledge, and as well as the checklist. So for the general tanker knowledge, so as we all know na we have a different types of vessel. So sa bawat types ng vessel, meron din tayong different types of each category of vessel. For example, tanker vessel. So a tanker vessel, meron din siyang subcategories. Hindi lang siya iisang tanker vessel. So, yung types ng tanker vessel ay nakalisted diyan. So, a tanker ship, no, before that, we're going to have a overview. A tanker ship is a vessel designed to transport of liquid or gas in a cargo, no, in a bulk. So unlike container ships, no, we're talking about tanker. So unlike container ships, tankers carry their cargo directly inside the large tanks. So basically, we have a tank inside our vessel. Unlike yung mga cargos, we are carrying containers outside the port, then ililo-load natin sa vessel. But on the end of the tanker, meron siyang built-in on the vessel. So, these liquids may include crude oil, meron ding fuel oil, meron ding chemicals, and liquefied gases. So, because of this hazardous nature of this cargo, no, tanker operations require strict safety measures and trained personnel. That's why mas malaki yung sahod ng mga nagtatanker na seafarer. Kasi mas mataas yung risk pagdating sa lives and also the trainings, napakadami. So we have the oil tankers which we're going to transport oil by products such as the gasoline. Meron din tayong chemical tanker, no? Transport a chemical in bulk such as yung caustic soda, sulfuric acid, and vegetable oil, meaning chemical, may halo na. No, then we have also the gas tankers, no? Not only liquefied natural gas, we also have the liquefied petroleum gas. And we have the product tanker, which is refined petroleum products from refineries to the consumers. And we have the naval replenishment oilers from fuel moving vehicles. So, ayun yung mga bawat itsura ng each vessel. So, kung makikita nyo siya sa malayo, hindi nyo ma-identify agad. Siguro yung LNG tanker is easiest way to identify kasi meron siya yung mga parang mga globo na nakita nyo, no? But ang tawag natin doon is yung pinaka-dome niya, doon na ini-store yung ating LNG, liquefied natural gas na kinukuha natin sa bawat port. No? So, if mapapansin nyo, the oil product and chemical, halos the same lang sila ng itsura. They're using these pipings, no? And those pipes are designated para ma-transport from port into our vessel. Then sa vessel natin meron siyang mga container na built-in na. Ayun yung tinatawag natin. So, as well as the naval replenishment. So, for the terminologies, for example, for the first word is the sea chest. So, a sea chest is an opening in the ship's hull. Kung mapapansin niyo 'no, merong ship's hull diyan, 'no, ito yung pinaka-hull niya, merong opening dun. So, ang tawag natin diyan is, sea chest, 'no, that allows seawater to enter for the cooling. So, we're going to use this sea chest para ma-cool down niya yung pinaka-hull. 'No? So, ballast and firefighting system. So, it is protected by a strainer. Bakit nilalagyan ang strainer? To prevent the debris. Ano ba yung mga debris, 'no? Yung ah, mga nasa ilalim ng dagat 'no, like yung mga corals, yung mga reefs 'no. So, without yung mga microorganisms natin, marine microorganisms 'no, from entering inside the, hull. So, from that without sea chest 'no, important systems like engine cooling and fire pumps would not function properly. Kasi kailangan din nila ng cooling system 'no, and this sea chest is the opening for the, seawater to enter the hull of the vessel. Then we have the uh, overload discharge valve. So si overload discharge valve naman, it allows the water or waste to be discharged from the ship into the sea. So this includes the discharge of valves from storm valves and overboard globe valves. So these storm valves and overglobe valves, no, these valves must always be properly controlled to avoid the pollution, and incorrect operation can result into oil spills and or environmental damage. Again, 'tong mga valves na 'to ginagamit natin for opening and closing the, switches 'no. At makikita niyo 'yan, meron tayong mga valves na ganyan diyan sa, ah, dito sa school 'no, meron tayo yung sa mga fire hydrant. So, kapag umakyat kayo ng barko, especially when you are in a tanker vessel, marami kayong makikitang mga hydrant na ganyan 'no, for opening and closing the valves. Then we have the emergency shutdown device. Para saan ba yung ESD? So the ESD is a safety system designed to immediate stop the cargo operations. So kapag nakita nyo na merong something leaking or merong fire, just press the ESD. So this ESD, a cargo operation in case of emergency, it is automatically closes. So mag-stop siya the valves and stops the pumps to prevent the spill, the fires, or explosion. So, ganun kapag nagkaroon ng fire pagdating sa loading and unloading operations, just press the ESD. No? And hindi lang fire, nandun din yung spills or yung explosions. So, for example, if a cargo hose, no, yung cargo hose na dikit dun sa vessel nyo coming from the port, no, sumabog. Then you can press the ESD instantly to stop the transfer of the or to stop the operation. Sir, paano po kapag, wala pa pong advice 'no, hindi niyo kailangang hintayin yung advice. If, napansin niyo na yung operation is delikado dahil doon sa aksidenteng nangyari, just simply press the ESD and inform also the bridge and or the cargo control, ah, UCCR 'no. Yung pinaka-room natin, yung cargo control room. Then we have the tanker manifold valve. So ano ba yung tanker manifold valve? Pag sinabi nating manifold, it is the place where the transferring happen. Pinakagitna siya ng vessel. So sa pinakagitna ng vessel, doon nagko-connect sa manifold yung host nyo, yan yung host nyo, vessel yan then yung kabilang host niya, iko-connect nyo doon sa port, doon sa terminal. Para kung magta-transfer man kayo ng, oil chem or ng gas using the host. So it's either, ah, loading or unloading operations. Siyempre kapag loading, ibig sabihin yung transfer ay manggagaling sa port. Pero kapag unloading, yung transfer manggagaling sa inyo, 'no? So, we're using this, tanker manifold valve. So si tanker manifold valve, its main connection point were in the ship's shore pipelines. So it allows the controlled flow of cargo during loading and unloading operation. So each valve, no, it directs the cargo to a specific tanks, yung sinasabi kong tangke kanina, na may mga pipeline siya. So kung ano yung binuksan nyo na manifold, tsaka yung naka-close diyan na valve, doon lang siya magda-direct. Tendency kapag napuno niya na yung tangke na yon, so iko-close niyo yung isang tangke, then ida-direct niyo naman sa another tank para ma-load niyo lahat ng kailangan niyong i-transfer or ang lahat ng kailangan niyong i-discharge coming from your vessel, 'no? It's either way around 'no, kung maglo-loading or magdi-discharging operations kayo. So each valve directs cargo to a specific tanks. So proper valve alignment is critical to prevent mixing of cargo and avoid contamination. Baka mamaya kasi naglo-load kayo ng yung for example, sa malalaking vessel, syempre if you are loading different component or different uh, hindi naman ingredients eh. Basta ayun yung component. For example, no, doon na lang tayo sa mas madali nyo intindihin. For example, you're loading the same type of oil, different kind of oil. Isa cooking oil, yung isa, sige sabihin natin parehong cooking oil, pero yung isa is vegetable oil, yung isa naman virgin coconut oil. So pareho silang oil pero magkaiba sila ng properties. So ayun, kaya nagkakaroon tayo ng separation of the tanks, 'no, para malaman niyo kung saan lang siya puwedeng ah, i-load yung isang, kargamento. Pero dapat i-make sure niyo na kung saan kayo nagta-transfer ay doon mada-direct yung, kargamento na ita-transfer niyo coming from the host, 'no. Ayun lang 'no, pagdating sa transfer of the, using the manifold 'no, for example sa oil or chemicals. Then we have the mass riser. So si mass riser, it controls the vapor pressure inside the cargo tanks. Then it prevents overpressure and it allows the controlled release of vapor. So, siyempre alam naman natin na kapag nagluluto tayo, no, for example, nung nagluluto tayo, pag tinatakpan natin, merong pressure sa loob ng niluluto natin. So, tendency kailangan may butas siya, di ba? Ayun yung nire-release kung saan lumalabas yung init ng niluluto natin. So, ganun din yung purpose ni mass riser. So, si mass riser, it is a water vapor pressure inside the cargo tanks to prevent the overpressure or allows to control the release of vapors. So this device protects the cargo from structural damage kasi magbe-burst siya eh, pwede siyang sumabog kapag lahat ng init is nandun lang sa loob ng ah, vessel natin. So kailangan meron siyang releasing point. So si mass riser, siya yung nagpe-prevent ng overpressure. So from cargo tanks from structural damage and prevents dangerous pressure to build up on our vessel. Then we have the emergency firewire. Si firewire naman, ginagamit natin to or we also call this one as a emergency towing of pennant. So it allows the tugboats, no, ginagamit to ni tugboats to quickly pull the vessel away from the port, no, in case of fire or explosion. So this is a vital safety features to prevent fire spread and major port damage. For example, no, si port biglang nagkaroon ng sunog kay port. So si vessel, syempre dahil nakapatay yung engine niya, kailangan niya pang ibuksan agad, hindi naman katulad ng sasakyan na kapag, gas and go tayo 'no. So si vessel matagal pa siya. Kailangan pa natin makuha yung, ng engines. So ang mangyayari para mas madali na ma-pull out natin si vessel from port, kailangan natin meron tayong, emergency firewire. So si firewire nakalabas siya dun sa ating pinaka-choke, then passing from the choke, babatakin tayo ng isang tugboat para maalis tayo sa port. So that is the purpose of the firewire. Then si pilot ladder naman, I know we are familiar with the pilot ladder 'no, sinasabi natin yung mga things or the equipments that we are using on board ship when we are having a operation. So, kung mapapansin niyo 'no, napag-aralan niyo na 'yan, but alam niyo lang siya pero hindi niyo pa siya alam kung saan natin dapat gamitin. So, again, lahat ng mga binabanggit nating, things dito is we are using during loading and unloading operations. So, again, we're using, also the pilot ladder. As we all know, pilot ladder is used for safe boarding and disembarking of pilots. So it must meet the international safety standards. No, a proper rig of pilot ladder prevents accidents and ensures the safe transfer of pilots on board. Again, hindi tayo makakadikit sa port ng walang pilot. So, pilot ladder is also included in loading and unloading operations. Then we have the crude oil washing system. So the crude oil washing is a system that cleans cargo tanks using crude oil itself and it removes the residue. Para lang ano, yung liquid detergent natin na panglinis natin ng ano, ng sabihin na natin lilinisin natin yung water bottle natin. So, si water bottle natin para matanggal kunyari mo nilagyan niyo siyang juice tapos papalitan niyo siya, gagawin niyo namang coffee, ilalagay niyo. So, ayun yung purpose ni crude oil washing. Kini-clean niya yung inside the, container to reduce the pollution and improves the cargo discharge efficiency. Kasi siyempre magkaiba ng content yung ilalagay mo sa susunod. Kahit na sabihin mo na wash out na siya, kung hindi naman siya na totally clean, nandun pa rin yung amoy nung isang kargamento. So, si COW also helps to minimize the amount of oil waste that must be disposed into the sea. So, ayun yung purpose ni crude oil washing. Then, meron din tayong tinatawag na inert gas. So, IG. So, si inert gas prevents the explosions inside the cargo tanks. Kasi meron siyang imposibleng hindi magkakaroon ng explosions. So si IG or si inert gas 'no, reduces the oxygen concentration below the level needed for the combustions. Without this system, cargo tanks could easily ignite and explode. Ayun yung pinaka-purpose ni, inert gas. Then, si loading arm, ayan yung makikita nyo sa port. So, ayan yung loading arm, then iko-connect nyo yung loading arm na yan doon sa manifold nyo. So, ayun yung purpose ni manifold, no? It's either kung wala mang hose, no, or hindi, kasi minsan si loading arm hindi siya akma doon sa manifold. Sa ginamit nyo doon na reducer 'no? Kasi reducer yung tawag dun sa ano, sa pinaka pangko-connect niyo diyan kay loading arm. So, ginagamitan minsan ng ano, ng hose 'no. For this one, loading arm is a mechanical device that connecting the ship from to shore pipeline. So it allows safe and flexible transfer of liquid cargo or gas, no? Loading arms are designed to adjust the ship's movement due to tides and waves. Siyempre, once you are on board, realize nyo, bakit kailangan yung tides, kailangan yung waves? Kasi siyempre, tandaan nyo, nagkakarga kayo ng oil, for example na lang, oil sa barko niyo, tendency bibigat yung vessel niyo. Pero kahit sabihin niyong bumigat yung vessel niyo, eh, kung high tide naman aakyat pa rin siya. So, si loading arm naka-design siya kung magbago man yung height ng vessel or yung magkaroon man ng difference pagdating doon sa pagkakakabit niyo. Kasi puwede siya mabali, eh, kung naka-fix lang siya. So, si loading arm, it is designed to adjust the ship's movement. Ang gagawin niyo na lang is you need to always check the loading arm if it is properly aligned doon sa vessel niyo. So, ang dapat diyan is yung, mooring lines niyo is stay intact at dapat na mo-monitor niyo kung, aligned pa rin yung loading arms niyo doon sa reducer niyo. Then we have the drip tray. So si drip tray 'no, in a tanker vessel, siya yung nagko-collect ng leaks and spills from the cargo connections. So from the manifold 'no, may makikita kayo diyang ayan yung pinakailalim 'no, yung pinagbabagsakan kung yung pinaka-square diyan. So si drip tray, 'no, it prevents the pollution, protects ships from structure and, improves the housekeeping on board. Also collected the liquid must be properly disposed according to the pollution regulations. So lahat ng bumabagsak dun sa, pipelines, diyan babagsak 'no, para nakasalo siya at hindi siya directly on the deck or directly bumagsak doon sa ating dagat. Then, meron tayong tinatawag na oil record book. So oil record book, it is a machinery that space operations such as the bilge discharge, the fuel tank cleaning, also the sludge disposal. So all of these ships above 400 gross tonnage must maintain the oil record book to accurate entries and help ensure the MARPOL compliance. So lahat ng ilo-load niyo sa vessel niyo dapat nandun siya sa oil record book kung kailan, kung ilang quantity, kung kailan nag-commence, kailan natapos, anong klaseng oil 'yan. So lahat noon dapat naka-indicated dito sa ORB natin. Then we have the, uh, pressure vacuum valve. So si pressure vacuum valve, protects the cargo from tanks of excessive pressure or vacuum. So it is a automatically releases vapors or airs to intake to maintain the safe pressure level. So it also prevents the tank deformation or rupture. Then, meron naman tayong UTI na tinatawag, but this UTI, it refers to the ullage, no, yung ullage. Ullage temperature interface. So si ullage, which is used to portable device to measure ullage, yung empty space within a tank. So the temperature of the liquid and to identify the oil water interface, essentially allowing for accurate cargo measurement on a ship by detecting the level of liquid within the tank. So ayun yung to measure, no? Tandaan niyo lang, to measure the ullage or the empty space. Pag tinawag na empty space, we're referring into the ullage, no? Kung ilan yung empty space sa loob ng tangke. We are using the ullage temperature interface. Then we have the cargo sampler device. So si cargo sampler device naman, it is representative liquid samples for testing. So this one, it helps to verify cargo or qualify and prevents disputes between the ship and terminal regarding for the cargo conditions. So siya yung nagche-check, no? It is a device to check the piece of equipment to extract yung sample of liquid device. Siyempre baka mamaya may halong tubig, yung mga gano'n, no? So allowing the quality analysis or verification of the product during loading and discharging operation. So ito yung nagche-check if the quality of the product you're going to load or discharge on the port. Ano nga ba yung checklist na tinatawag natin? So, ito yung checklist, no? It is done before loading operation. Bago kayo mag-commence ng loading operation. So, other checks include the verifying of cargo, compatibility, tanker atmosphere testing, no? Checking the inert gas, inspection of the hoses, the loading arms, confirming emergency procedures to shore personnel. Then meron din tayong, continuous monitoring the required, no, crew must observe tank levels, pressure, the flow rates with terminal personnel also essential to avoid overfilling and accidents. And also for the loading operation, no, crew should maintain constant watch, no? Sabi ko nga lagi niyo i-che-check yung mooring lines, also ensure the emergency equipment is standby, no? Kasi hindi niyo alam kung kailan yung emergency, so kailangan naka-standby siya. And any abnormal situation must be reported immediately to the CCR or the cargo control room or to the officer in charge. So pagdating naman sa loading, operation, after loading operation naman, crew should inspect for leaks and ensure cargo for before system are secured, update the oil record book, and prepare the ship for safe transit and for the final safety checks to ensure no hazard remains on board. So to conclude the So to conclude our topic, no, dangerous goods in bulk requires a high level of knowledge, the discipline, and strict adherence for safety procedures. So it can cause serious harms to human health, no property, and the marine environment if it is not managed properly. So understanding that the tank types, key equipment, and essential terminologies of equipped seafarers. So meanwhile, the use of the standardized checklist before, during, or after the loading operation. So meron tayong mga takeaways dito sa ating uh, presentation, no? Again, we have tanker ships carry highly dangerous cargo, so strict safety procedure must be followed, and we have different types of tanker. So carry different cargos, each requiring specialized handling and safety system. Key tanker equipment such as electronic shutdown device, no, inert gas, pressure vacuum valves, and manifold play a vital role in preventing accident. So meron din tayong checklist before and after the loading and essential tools to use, no? Uh, Help to prevent spills, fires, and the explosion. Again, kailangan din natin ng proper documentation, no? Especially the oil record book, and ensure the compliance with the international maritime regulations. So every crew member is responsible for the safe, not just the officer, no? So teamwork, kailangan ng teamwork dito, and discipline are critical. Kasi environmental protection is a major responsibility for all of us seafarers, and pollution prevention must always be practiced at all times. And you will understand this when you came on board, kasi you will realize that you're not just protecting the vessel, you're protecting also your life at sea. Kasi kapag nagkamali ka, hindi lang ikaw yung mawawala sa mundo, kundi buong lahat kayo. So pagkakamali ng isa, pagkakamali na ng buong lahat. So dapat you always look after to your colleagues kung tama ba yung ginagawa niya. Then and if you think it is not right to do so, then walang mali kung sasabihin mo or pagsasabihan mo. Just know how to make it sounds nice and right. Again, we're going to have a quiz. No, you can take a review. Then a lot of terminologies has been said had been said in his on this presentation. No, take note of that. Take a break. Then we're going to have a quiz after 30 minutes. So thank you for your time and listening for this week. So break muna tayo, then we're going to start our quiz after 30 minutes.